Hello everyone, I'm back. This time we're going to discuss the product in detail and see where it excels and where it lacks. Basically, I tested the HooToo HT-210P and quite satisfied with it considering the price. It's available on Amazon for $46.99. Um, so let's dig in. As I told you, my main machine is a Mac and I'm used to using it. I use Mac OS X Yosemite. The software that they provide on the desk as well as online did not work on Yosemite. And I just realized that they have updated their Amazon listing stating the same. So in case you're only using a Mac, I would not suggest getting this until they get a software update out for Mac. Besides that, it works flawlessly on Windows. I have Windows 8.1 running right now, and I have had a few issues with the software, but nothing major that would not want me to buy this device for the price that they're selling it for. Before I begin, I'll just like to let you know this is my first video review. It might not be as professional as people on YouTube have been doing, but I'll try my best to go in depth of the camera and give you the pros and cons for it. Basically, while I was doing the unboxing, I missed one thing, which was the guide or the manual that they provide for the end user. It's a small guide written very well in English, and you can follow it to set it up as wired or wireless on your Windows PC. The thing that surprises me the most about this camera is the HooToo 210P is available on Amazon and is sold by Sun Valley Tech, which basically provides products for Nutrient, RAV Power, HooToo, Arcadia, and a whole bunch of such companies that develop similar products. But the surprising thing is the same camera is not listed on HooToo.com. There is a slight difference between the camera listed on HooToo.com. It is set as 210F instead of P. I'm not sure how much the difference is. The cameras look almost the same when I saw it on their website. I did download the IPCam client from there. Their version on the disk is a slightly bit different, but if you know how to use a computer, I believe you should be able to dig into the software, find the settings that you want. After that, once I downloaded the Windows client, it was very easy to install it. Very simple, clicking a few next buttons, going through it. It automatically creates shortcuts for two apps on the desktop. One is the IPCam client. The second is the Rec F player. The first time I started using the IPCam tool, I double-clicked it and it opened a login window, which the user manual does not mention anything about. It asked me for a username and password. I tried the most generic usernames, password, but nothing seemed to work. Then I did some research online, Googled it, and found that the default username is admin, ADMIN, and so is the password. It did work. I was able to start IPCam client. I am surprised that they did not mention this in the guide, which I thought they should or they would. And anyways, so now you know. Once you start the IPCam client, it gives you a very simple interface. On the left, you'll have all the cameras that you have installed, and on the right, you would see all the settings, menus, and controls that you can possibly imagine. It is very similar to any other camera software that you might have used in the past or have seen. Very easy to use. I'll point out one con about the software. It is very slow and sluggish when you're actually running the camera on it, and especially when you're recording the video. Recording gives you two options: to record at all the times, or you can even create schedules for yourself to record on specific periods. Let's say when you're away from home, on vacation, or at work. Besides that, adding the camera is not very simple. I tried adding the camera. It gives you an option of 3 types of cameras that you would like to add: H.264, MJPEG, and P2P IP cameras. My first instinct went with MJPEG. I added it, which allows you to have device setting and advanced settings. It asks you for the device's username and password. And as the manual said, the username is admin for the camera, and the password is 6 zeros. So it's 000000. To my surprise again, the password and username did not work. I tried an empty password, which did. So I was happy with that. I did try the pan, tilt, and zoom, and did some recording in low light and bright light conditions, and it worked pretty decent. I'll definitely post a sample of recording, a very short sample of recording, and post the link in the review, which you should be able to see. It's a small clip that shows you how it performs in low light condition and how the pan, tilt, and zoom performs. This is my first device with the pan, tilt, zoom, so it was very fun to play with. You feel like you have control over what you want to record and where you want to record it. The only problem is if you are panning through a room really fast, when the video actually records, you'll see jitters or pauses in between video. It would not be a smooth transition throughout the room, so keep that in mind. Besides that, the video recording is fine enough to recognize faces, items in the room, and what's happening in the room. If I would tell you that it does a 1080p or a 720p video recording, I would be lying. The default options are 320 by 240 or 640 by 480. I did the recording, and the sample that I'm going to post is in 640 by 480 resolution. If I have to describe this product in one single line, it would be it's a cheap, inexpensive camera for less than $50 that provides you network capabilities, and you can view the videos on your iOS, Android devices as well as web. But the biggest caveat of this product is the software. The software itself is very laggy and slow and difficult to navigate through. And I would not suggest this product for a beginner user. Somebody who has had a lot of experience with computers or who has worked with cameras would be able to navigate it through easily. But other than that, it might be a little difficult for you to dig in. Or you might need to ask HooToo customer support to help you out. The pan, tilt, zoom that comes with the camera is one of the few controls that I definitely liked. The nicer thing was not only you can go 360 degrees in a room, you can go up and down, and it allows you to save presets. So basically certain parts of the room that you want to monitor on a regular basis, you can save them as a preset, click on it, and the camera would go into that position automatically. As far as the hardware is concerned, I did not see any glitches, any problems with it. Everything worked very smoothly. As far as the video recording is concerned, video that recorded has a really nice compression. I did a video that was approximately 1 minute, and the video file that it created was 2 MB, which is very nice and very decent if you have to do long hours of recording. And by default, it saves it in your C drive in a folder called record. So if that helps you out. Other than that, I have pointed out most of the cons with this device. One is the software is very sluggish. Second is it does not have Mac support. And third, it could have a learning curve, and it might cause problems for people who are not tech savvy. So those are my main issues with the camera. Now let's dig into the best parts about the camera and the good and the reason you should buy it or invest in a camera like this. When I say the software is sluggish, that does not mean that it does not provide you with features. Some of the features, as I've mentioned before, is a continuous recording or recording on schedule. So if you do not want to waste your hard drive space, you only want to record on certain periods or certain times, you could do that. It also gives you the option of flipping the images horizontally or vertically as you seem fit. You could basically also control if there's an alarm system in the house. You could plug it into a camera on motion detection or any other instance that you feel like. It would trigger an alarm. The nice thing was you could disable the alarm through the web interface or through the cam client sitting anywhere, which I really liked. Then coming on to video recording, the best part was it was really good in high light. And I'm assuming if you're away for vacation or out for work, you might not leave the lights on. It might be dark in the room. Even in low light condition, it performed pretty decent for a camera that does not have inbuilt flash or any kind of light built in. Just based on those 16 IR LEDs, it did a pretty decent job, I would say. Secondly, the biggest boon for this camera was the wireless mode. Once you set up the wireless mode through the software, you do not have to run a LAN cable throughout your house or any such things. It works by itself. It's a standalone device that you can control through your computer, through your devices, through your iPhone and iOS devices, and it works flawlessly. As I told in the unboxing, I wanted it for my living room where I have 2 patio doors, but there is no internet connection. There is no wire running there. Even if it did, I would not want to run a wire from my guest room to my living room. So in situations like this wireless mode does come in handy. Besides that, the nicer thing was there is a web client also. So in case you are not authorized to install softwares, you could go through a web client and view it. One thing to keep in mind while installing this camera, and if you want remote viewing, is DDNS. It's the dynamic DNS service. For a regular user or a normal internet user who does not know, basically anytime your router reboots or your DNS lease ends, which is the IP, the public IP that your service provider gives you, is renewed, it might change. So a computer that's remotely located with the IP cam client software installed might not know where to look for the camera. So if you have a DDNS service that gives you a static IP that converts to your dynamic DNS, it is required, and I would like you to read a little bit about it before you start anything related to remote playback or remote recording. Last but not the least, the best part about this was two-way recording. It is very convenient, like if your spouse and kids are home and you're monitoring them, you can give them instructions, commands, they can speak back and you can listen to them. If there's an intruder and if you want to warn them and you think you can control the situation remotely, I would not suggest that. I would suggest calling 911, but in case you want to do it, you can do it. So that was another nice feature about it. The last thing that I would like to point out, the camera has wireless, it allows two-way audio, allows recording, ships with the software, has a really nice mobile device support and web support, and it comes with a price tag that's less than $50. So for that price tag, I believe you could let some of the cons slide, and I would give it 2 thumbs up for how good it is for the price tag it comes with. Lastly, I would like to tell HooToo that the product itself, the hardware itself is really good. Where you need to focus is on the software. I see you have plenty of network indoor and outdoor cameras. If you come up with one base, one software that can control all the devices, that would be great. This way you would focus your software development on one software rather than 20 different softwares. Because I was able to find a couple of different versions of IP Cam Client. So please focus on your software. The devices are really great, and I enjoy the device and I would recommend it to my friends and family. Thank you for watching the unboxing and review for this item. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will try my level best to answer those questions. Thank you and have a good day.